In this video, we'll talk about non-probability samples. So if we want to take a sample from populations, we always try to make this sample representative to our populations. However, in some cases, those samples are not representative because they have characteristic in certain way or some feature which is different from the populations. So to understand that, let's take the following examples. Let's assume that we have a school with 8 classes. The first 4 classes for females and the last 4 classes from 5 to 8 for males. It includes, this school has 200 students and we want to take a sample from 50 students. So to take a non-probability sample, the first method is the convenience sample. What do you mean by convenience sample? In convenience sample, we're going to take students based on their accessibility. So the first student I'm going to see on my face, I'm going to include him or include her in my analysis. Other example, if I want to go to the shopping centers and I took a group of customers there, or a group of customers from that's coming to the schools or that's coming to the clinics. So this is example of convenience sample because those samples are not represent the whole total populations. Those students who on my face, maybe those who come earlier or those on the shopping center, it could be because I have more financially stable compared with others. So this is not represent the total number of population or total number of students. And another example of convenience samples, if I'm going to take the student in the beginning of the class. So those more accessible for the study. However, this is not represent the whole schools. So this is an example of the convenience sample, and it is a very common method of sampling. Another method is the snowball. The snowball is coming from the concept of the snow with the, you can see the snowball is usually getting bigger with the time. So what we're going to do in this example, you're going to take a group of students, then you're going to ask these students to recruit more students for you or more participants. So they're going to attract their classmates and they will ask their classmates to participate, and this is how you're going to get your sample. So you're going to see it with the time is getting bigger and bigger like the snowball. So why again is not representative or considered as a non-probability sample? Because those students who attracted going to be similar to the one in the beginning of the study. There is no difference. For example, if you ask an A-class student, he will ask him for help for another friends who will bring for you A-class classmates, most probably. And those fellow students going to be similar to the first one. That's going to create a bias in this study. And that's why we consider it as a non-probability samples. Then the third example here of how we're going to do non-probability is the quota samples. Quota we're going to do, the concept is similar to the stratified random sample. However, the difference here, we're going to divide the school to males and females. Then we're going to take the most accessible in the males and the most accessible in the females. So we have equal percentage, 50-50%, but now the student being selected based on their accessibility, not based on their random selections. That's why it's create a non-probability samples. So again, in the 3 previous examples, we see the sample that we took is not represent the whole schools. That's why it's considered as a non-probability samples. The methods or the steps to take the non-probability sample, again, to identify the target populations. Then we're going to see how we're going to take this group of the participant based on the sample size that we need. We're going to decide if we're going to take it as a convenience sample, snowball, or quota sample, and then we're going to start to take the participant and include them in the study. Thank you.